Hello everyone. Today we have a guest, Safia Nur Dubai. Please, Safia Nur, introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Safia Nur Dubai, and I'm a professional translator. I specialize in translating Kazakh, Russian, and Korean languages. I studied in translation and interpretation at University Kazakh, University of Relations and World Languages, where I focused on Kazakh, Russian, and Korean languages.
Thank you for joining us today. Let's talk about business translation. To start, what do you believe are the key elements of a successful business translation?
Thank you for having me. In business translation, cultural sensitivity is key. You need to adapt the message to fit the target audience cultural context. Then there is accuracy, especially in critical areas like contracts, financial reports, or technical documents. Consistency is also crucial.
Those are important points. What do you think are the most common reasons translations fall in a business context?
Failure often happens because of a lack of context, when translators don't understand the purpose of audience of the content. Another reason is inadequate research into industry-specific terminology or cultural norms. Over-literal translation is another pitfall. Focusing too much on word-for-word accuracy can distort the intent meaning.
Can you share an example from your experience where a good or a bad translation had a significant impact on a business?
Certainly. I once worked on a marketing campaign for a tech company. We adopted slogans, product names, and even visual elements. We helped the campaign succeed, resulting in a notable sales increase. I encountered a poorly translated business contract between two international companies. Misinterpretation nearly caused a deal to fall apart. Thankfully, after revising the translation and clarifying the language, the issue was resolved.
That must have been a relief. It's clear how critical translation is for business success. You have mentioned the importance of providing context to translators. Can you elaborate on what specific types of information businesses should provide to ensure the translation is accurate and effective?
Absolutely. Businesses should provide background information on the target market, including cultural nuances, regional differences, and even customer preferences. It's also helpful to give the translator any branding guidelines, tone preferences, and intended message of the document or campaign. If there is any ambiguity in the source text, the translator needs clarification to avoid any misinterpretation.
Many businesses now use machine translation tools. Do you think this technology can replace human translators in the business sector?
Machine translation has made huge strides, but it's not a replacement for human expertise, especially in the business world. While it can handle basic content quickly, it often struggles with nuance, context, and cultural sensitivity, all of which are vital in business translations. Human translators bring a level of judgment and understanding that machines can't replicate, particularly in complex, high-stakes materials like contracts or marketing messages.
How do you handle situations where a translation might be technically accurate but culturally inappropriate or offensive?
That's a great question. In such cases, the first step is to highlight the issue to the client and suggest a culturally appropriate alternative. For example, an expression or image that's acceptable in one culture might have negative connotations in other. The key is to have a deep understanding of the target culture so that the message resonates positively and doesn't inadvertently cause offense. Open communication with the client is crucial in these cases, while also being mindful of local preferences. This way, the brand feels familiar to customers, no matter where they are in the world.
Okay, thank you so much. Any final advice for businesses looking to invest in translation?
Yes, don't treat translation as an afterthought. Invest in experienced professionals, provide them with sufficient context, and allow time for quality assurance. A well-done translation can be the difference between failure and success in a new market.
Wise advice. Thank you so much for sharing your experiments with us.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.